Hey, what's up, guys? So consider this, my impressions of the LG K3, and I'm not going to be doing multiple review videos about this. So if you guys want to get more in depth, check out CV Tech and check out Budget Tech Reviews, as they did a nice review about the K3. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts and opinions about the LG K3, but I do know people are spec junkies, so here we go. Let's talk about the specs for just a moment. So this device has 8 gigs of internal storage. 4.57 is used for the system. It's got 1 gig of RAM. It uses the Snapdragon 210 processor clocked at 1.1 gigahertz. We do have a 4.5-inch display. Resolutions for the display is 480 by 854. You do have a 0.3 megapixel front-facing camera. That's VGA. And then on the back, you have a 5 megapixel shooter with LED flash. So battery size is a 1940 milliamp hour battery. Got your speaker down here at the bottom. As far as the body build and everything, you got power button on the right, volume rocker on the left, which, I kind of miss the whole trio buttons on the back. But hey, at the bottom here, you have your USB charge port. You also have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It's a nice touch placing that at the bottom. I don't like them on the top where the wire goes over. Just in case, if you stream on Periscope and stuff like that, you don't need your headphone wires swinging in front of the camera if you got headphones on. Yeah, so first of all, let me say this. A lot of people call this a great entry-level Android smartphone. I tend to disagree. For me, entry-level smartphones should be devices that's going to perform and handle well for a first-time user. This is not something that I would say would be the best representative of Android and how Android works for someone who's trying Android for the first time. I'll tell you right now, this phone is very glitchy from time to time. It lags quite a bit. But the reason why I like the K3 is that the K3 gives me that nostalgic feeling. If you guys remember some of the old devices from back in the day, such as the Optimus V, the Optimus Slider, the Optimus Elite, this would definitely be up there with those devices. It definitely would give the Samsung Intercept a run for its money. I don't know if you guys remember the Samsung Intercept on Virgin Mobile. Yeah, this would give that device a run for its money. I mean, in those days, this would have stood out and handled very well. This would be a device that people would have flocked to get and drop whatever it would cost back then. Of course, Android devices that were on a budget back then were like over $100, and you got something like this. So having this, getting this for like about $20 on BestBuy.com, was a pretty good deal for what you get for it. Cameras is mediocre, so if you're a person that loves to take pictures on Instagram and stuff, this is not going to be the device for you. The cameras does well as far as taking pictures and being able to see what you're taking a picture of, but either the front or rear camera, when you're in the camera mode, the pictures come out kind of fuzzy and noisy a little bit. So, and some people may not like it because it's not very clear as to some of today's devices can do when you take pictures that are budget devices. Doesn't handle that very well. The funny thing I find about this is that the back is so textured. It's textured for grip, as well as the side of the device, these stair-step type chamfered cutout. It's just so weird because this device is small. You can really hold it in your hand and grip it anyways. Even if it was, had like the slippy edges like the X-Power does, you would be able to really have some control over this device. I don't know. It's just weird. This is the type of textured sides and back that I would have loved to see on the X-Power to make it more manageable. With the 4.5-inch display, it's kind of nice if you're a person that's looking for, a smaller smartphone. This would be definitely a great option. You just can't expect it to be powerful is the thing. This is not a powerful device, and I would not recommend this for a first-time Android user. But for a backup phone, yes. And who else would I recommend this for? Well, for kids between the ages of 7 and 10 would definitely really enjoy this device. You can download some fairly good games on here, but not some massively graphic intense games. So that's kind of like, I guess, would be like a good way to be like, hey, keep your kids from being on here gaming all day long. Get them a underpowered smartphone. Would definitely ruin their gaming experience and force them to do something like read a book. So, I mean, my whole thoughts of this is just, I guess, because the way it feels and the way it's built and how it performs, it's just that whole nostalgic feeling of Android devices from 2010 when Android was really awesome back then. Of course, some people will disagree because they'll be like, do you remember Froyo and Gingerbread? And it's like, yeah. So they weren't the best versions of Android back then, but Android has come a long way to what it is right now. This device actually runs 6.0.1 Marshmallow, so hey, you know, at least you're on the not the latest, but you know, to me, 6.0.1 still is the latest because it has like an 18% of OEM devices. It takes 18%. So 18% of Android devices out there are running 6.0.1 Marshmallow. So 7.0 and up is like barely under 2%. So yeah, 6.0.1 would be like the latest because a lot of devices are releasing with this version of Android. You know, it handles okay. I mean, we'll look at the display here. Display is not the best. Okay, you guys can see, not the latest and greatest. So, but, you know, it handles very well. And I do enjoy the fact that it has a 30-day calendar widget, which the XPower didn't. So that was kind of like a bummer. I don't know. To me, this would be a great device to give to your kid that's like, you know, under the age of 12. This would be a nice smartphone for them to have. As far as it being a nice entry-level Android device, no. I would give that to the Tribute 5. I mean, they're both spec pretty much nearly the same. But the Tribute 5 handles and performs a lot better, and it looks much nicer. And yes, I know it does have the trio buttons in the back, and I love this touch over having it on the sides, as my fingers does naturally rest there. So why not be able to control my volume and power from there? I really would have loved that, you know, but I think they still did a great job with this device, you know, bringing that headphone jack at the bottom. And, you know, I do like the LG brand back here. It's actually cut into the back, so you get this nice feel to it. I'm all about the small, tiny details. And like this right here, it just looks like it was painted on, or it's like a sticker. This is actually branded into the body of the phone, and I kind of like that touch, So if you guys found this video to be informative, please smash that like button to let me know. If you guys have any questions about the K3, drop them in the comment section of this video. As always, thanks for checking this video out. Much alohas, and I will see you guys. Well, you'll see me in the next one. I keep saying that. I will see you guys in the next one. It's like I can see you guys through that front-facing camera. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. Who knows? Just kidding. But yeah, you guys will see me in the next video. Thanks for watching.